So what did you guys think? Awesome. So I just thought that maybe we could have a quick conversation with John about the show first, and then we'll bring out Lauren and Jamie to actually have a conversation about having disability in Hollywood, all right? So I guess just my initial questions, John, is that, why did you decide to create a show about individuals with Down syndrome, and how did that happen? How did that come about?
Well, I think, right from the very beginning of the first show that I created, which was The Real World, which has been on MTV for a lot of years, that show was about 7 young adults coming together from different backgrounds. It was one of the first shows that regularly included LBGT people. It was, in '94, it included a cast member who was HIV positive. When you grow up, most of us grow up in communities where we're pretty much with people like ourselves.
Sure.
And it's not until we go away to college where we start to meet other people from different backgrounds. And with The Real World, the idea was 7 people are coming together, and yeah, they're going to make mistakes. Yes, they're going to have conflict, but out of that conflict will come growth. And I just love the idea of using television to bring people into our lives who we don't know, because ultimately I think we find out we have more in common than we do not in common. So I love using television for that purpose. So with Born This Way, the idea was to bring these folks who, I had met people with Down syndrome, at the grocery store. Maybe they bagged my grocery store. Maybe I saw them. I wasn't always quite sure what I should say. I was awkward. I didn't know, I didn't want to say the wrong thing.
Sure.
And so by exploring this community, and in Los Angeles there is this wonderful community. A lot of these people knew each other before we even made our television show. I wanted to bring them into people's homes and sort of through an entertaining program, let you learn about their lives, because I really sort of feel like disability rights is one of the new civil rights sort of things that we're focusing on now, is making...
Absolutely. Oh, it's so true. It's really, I think it's compelling to be able to see that they have all of the same dreams and hopes and challenges that all of us have, whether it's dating or making friends.
Yeah, but they're just more honest than most of
Absolutely.
us.
There's no question.
We play all these games. They just come right to it.
That's so true. So I know that Born This Way was recently nominated for an Emmy, which is awesome, right? What has been the response from the television industry with this show?
I think initially when it went on, there was sort of shock that a network would actually put this show on the air. I think probably 25 networks said no, because I think there was this feeling like something like this couldn't be successful, that it was too niche, that people wouldn't watch. What I don't think those networks originally understood is that these issues are relatable to all of us. And most of us have someone in our greater family who has a disability.
Sure.
So it's not like some foreign world. So I think initially it was, oh, isn't that nice? John's doing this good show. But then the show, over the first 6 episodes, went up 80% in the rating. That's like Empire on Fox. That's a huge increase.
That's awesome. That's great.
In Hollywood, quite honestly, what's respected is success.
Sure.
Ratings are respected. So the fact that the show got renewed for a 2nd season, that it did so well, I'm hoping will mean more opportunity to include people with disabilities in television, that the networks will realize that, this can be good business to be inclusive in programming.
Absolutely. And that's certainly something we all already know, for sure. So I know, Best Buddies is really about friendship, jobs, and leadership. Can you tell me a little bit, just from your experience on this show, what role friendship has played with the castmates and the individuals?
Sure. I think you guys probably all know this, that, for a lot of young people with disabilities, and most of these young people were mainstream, so they were in high school, they were cheerleaders, they were involved in all sorts of aspects of high school. But when high school ends, then it becomes difficult, because their high school friends move on to other things, and sometimes they don't move on, or it becomes a more difficult way to have friends. So that's why organizations like Best Buddies, who foster friendships, are so important.
Sure.
And I think the idea, a number of our cast members are very involved in their churches, and they have friends through church, and they participate in that. So, what's really been a wonderful side product of this show is that these 7 young adults have become really close friends with each other, and their families have become really close. And it's been fun to watch, because I think those relationships, those friendships, both with each other and the larger community, we're watching these 7 adults really grow fast. They are accomplishing things, and they are articulating things that they probably wouldn't have articulated a year ago.
Absolutely. I think that very much shows in the episode, for sure. So tell me, you've done the Kardashians, right? And you do
Yes.
Total Diva. I mean, so all these different shows. Were there any unique challenges in filming with people with intellectual and development disabilities that maybe you weren't prepared for, or that you were prepared for?
Yeah, I mean, we worked with not only Best Buddies, who helped us, but also with a local organization called New Horizons, because whenever I go into any project, I really like to educate myself.
Sure.
And one of the things we knew was, we weren't going to be able to go with, like a 20-hour day, because a lot of people with disabilities, they can handle 2 or 3 hours, and then they need a rest.
Sure.
We also realized when we went into this that we needed someone who's going to advocate for them and make sure that we were protecting their interests. So when we did the deals, we actually made sure that they had an agent to negotiate on their behalf. They actually get paid more than the people in The Real World or a number of our other shows.
That's great.
We felt that was important, that they be treated.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
And then there were surprises. We found our 7 cast members, and the amazing thing was their families were so wonderful. Not only were they great, but we discovered these families, and then we discovered this sort of storyline, which is really sort of pushing the shows forward, which is these parents have done such a great job of raising these young adults to be as independent as possible. And now that they're taking those steps towards full independence, wanting to move out, wanting to get married, it's really hard for them. It's really hard for them to let go. So it's a really interesting thing to explore.
For
and
sure.
It's very relatable to any of us.
It definitely is. I know, even just from my perspective, sometimes it's the people who love us the most that sometimes can prevent us from, moving forward and finding our dreams and aspirations, but then they also encourage it. So there's just, you can be overprotective and try to find that balance as a parent, as a sibling, as a friend, for sure.
Yeah, and since we have all of you here, many of you in high school, some of you in college, I just want to encourage you, I went to journalism school and eventually found my way into producing television. And I got to tell you, if any of you are thinking about a career in television or documentary filmmaking, it's a wonderful way to sort of explore the world and bring stories to life. I think it's a great profession. I know we hire 20 or 30 young people out of college every year. So when you're thinking about your careers, keep that in mind.
Absolutely. So I just want to take a couple questions from the audience for John. I have some individuals with the microphone. I believe they're out here in the audience somewhere. I'm trying to look. So Katie, do we have anybody that wants to ask a quick question before we bring out Jamie and Lauren? Anyone have a question?
Hi, my name's Rachel Leckie. First of all, I just want to say that I know what those kids are going through. It's hard, but like me, they all have abilities, and like me, they believe in themselves. And I just want to say that I'm very impressed with your show, and I was wondering if I could have a few moments with you to talk. I would be honored to talk to you.
Sure.
Thank
Happy to
you.
talk to you.
You have a question here?
I wrote a book a few years ago about my life, living life with autism, and I was just wondering how I would want to follow in your footsteps. Was thinking of doing some kind of reality show, disabilities related, that anybody can do anything. We're just like everybody else, but even better because we have gifts and something positive to share with everybody in the world.
Absolutely. You know what? I bet this audience has some really great ideas for you, John, on future shows, for sure. So that is great. Do we have any questions ready to go right here? All right. Or up in the balcony? I just want to make sure. You have one?
Not quite yet.
No? Okay. So we'll go right here.
Thank you for everything that you're doing. My question is, have you currently, or are you concerned about how people might react to this show because it's an original idea, and how are we being accepted?
Well, the reaction has been really good so far from what we've seen. We look at all the social media around the show, and the comments, usually social media can be pretty negative, but it's been incredibly positive, and what we're seeing is that the show is going beyond just the disability community. It's going to everyone, and I think just like your participation in Best Buddies has made a lot of you better people, we think that anyone who watching this show it'll open up their eyes, and the next time they meet someone with a disability, they'll just reach out their hand and say hello.
Absolutely. For sure.
We've got one up here in the balcony.
You have a question in the balcony?
Yeah, this is not a question, but just a comment. I wanted to tell you thank you from the bottom of my heart for producing this show. It gives parents of young people with Down syndrome specifically a great hope for our future. And I just wanted to say thank you.
What type of response have you had from parents, John?
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty phenomenal. Sandra, Sean's mom, has had a couple emails from women who recently found out they were going to have a child with Down syndrome, and they actually said that the show made them realize how joyful and wonderful their child's life could be.
That's powerful. It's incredible. It's incredible. Do we have another question up here with the microphone? Yes?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yep. Hi, my name's Emily. This is a really random question, but is this show going to be on Netflix?
I know. I know you young people don't actually watch TV anymore. You can watch it at ane.com, and so I think it is available online through A&E. But I think the way they do it is you have to watch it within the first week. But quite honestly, you guys could do us a big favor, because really, this show, if it had not had that 80% increase, if people had not watched it, it would be off the air. It would have been done. And so if you can, through your own social media, please let your friends know. The second season is premiering this Tuesday at 10 o'clock, 9 Central, July 26th. Please help get viewers for us so that we can do more.
And A&E Network has been awesome in providing us with facilitation guides and things. So if you wanted to get your chapters together and all the Best Buddies together to be able to have conversations and talk about the show, it's really powerful. I know even just sitting with John watching the show, he said he was so excited to be able to watch it with an audience. And this is the largest audience you've ever watched Born This Way with?
It is. And I actually want to do a selfie with you with the audience behind me.
Oh, awesome. You want me to take it with you?
No?
No?
Do it this end here.
All right.
All right. That's great.
All right, that's awesome. All right, so we're going to bring out Jamie Brewer and Lauren Potter. If you want to have a seat, John. And we're going to continue this great conversation. If the people in the audience, my mics can be finding the next questions. So I want to bring out Lauren Potter, who you all know from Glee.
Hi.
And then Jamie Brewer, come on out from American
yes,
Horror
I am.
Story.
Everyone be in the middle.
So,
We love you.
So I think my first question really is for you, Lauren, is just how has your life changed since being on Glee?
Well, my life has changed a lot, David. Well, to be honest, my life has really changed because I haven't been on Glee, to be honest, or I have been working. I've been auditioning for a lot of TV shows, like Veep, which aired on June 5th. And I recently auditioned Switch at Birth, so that hasn't picked up on that yet. So, and I have dating. I have a dating relationship now, and I'm dating.
So you're off the market.
Sorry,
You're off the market?
I off the market.
Right.
And he's cute, so. But I did have lunch with Stephen from Born This Way, to be honest. So
You did? He's
Yes,
a
I
great
did.
guy, right? He's super fun.
I was gonna date him in the first thing, but I guess I have not had the courage or the love in this one.
Sure.
So I now fall in love with the person I love. So he's my heart, and he's my whole life, and he's my lovely boyfriend I really love.
All right. Well, that is great, Lauren.
And we're getting engaged.
Congratulations. That's awesome. So, Jamie, really the same question for you. How has your life changed since being on a hit show, American Horror Story?
It's truly phenomenal. And also, on the same topic as Lauren, I'm on the market. I am, so I'm open for any invite for a lunch or anything. But with me, my life has changed dramatically, and also changed my personal family's lives as well in many ways. Because the script for American Horror rotates with the family.
Sure.
In reading them, and it's truly incredible. And I'm sure everyone knows this, and with being on season 1 Murder House as Adelaide Langdon, season 3 Coven being the clairvoyant witch Nan, and also in the season 4 being the human version of a 2-foot wooden doll Marjorie. So my life has changed really dramatically from each role.
Oh, that's great. I think the most exciting
And
thing...
I show the raw self. Everything that you see on that show is the true. If I can set it for a quick minute, as I can, David.
All right.
You guys see the real me on screen. Usually, you see it every single day. I am a huge best buddy for everything. And that's what you also see on TV.
We love you both, and we are so grateful that you are both ambassadors for Best Buddies and help support our mission around the world. So thank you guys very much. So do we have a question from the audience ready to go?
Yeah, we've got one up here in the balcony.
All right, up in the balcony. Let's go.
All right, we've got Jody from Ohio.
Hey, thank you. Remember me?
I do, Jody. Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. My question is for more of her. How long did it take you guys to make the show?
How long does it take for you to film a show like Glee or like Veep?
Well, I've been filming since I starred in a movie called Mr. Blue Sky on DVD since I was 16. So I got that part, and I was a cheerleader since high school. But I tried to make the team, but I didn't, sadly. But so I didn't make the team, and after that, I got to audition on Glee since I was like 18 or 19 years old, and also it was really funny on a set. So of course I miss the all the actors and cast members, and of course I miss everybody. So
Sure. All right. Another question. We have a microphone that's going around, so they're set up. Katie, do we have one?
Yeah, hello? This is right here. This is for the creator of Born This Way.
For John Murray?
Yeah. How many seasons would you want to do for the show? Like, do you have like a length of amounts of the seasons? Like, do you like have a plan of when you want to end it?
Yeah, I think we don't know where their stories are going to go because it's all real, but I definitely want to see Christina and Angel's wedding.
Same here.
And I will say that Stephen does find the perfect girl by the end of the season.
Oh, that is exciting.
So yeah, I think with something like this, you just want to sort of follow the story, and at some point, if it feels like an end, then we should end it. But I think we've just begun.
That is great.
Yes.
We have another question with the
We do.
microphone.
Up here in the balcony.
All
I've
right.
got Taylor from New Hampshire.
Sweet.
So I'm Taylor, and I was wondering, with all of your experience in Hollywood, would you recommend any to us to try it?
To be an actress is a hard work. That's my experience. It's really hard work, and more confident, and be strong, and be unique about it. And if you are nervous, don't be. I think you should do it. If you want to do it, I think you should do it. But if you say you can't do it, just think you can do it.
That's right. Believe it and achieve it, right? Jamie, what advice would you give to someone who, like you, that wants to be on TV? What advice would you give?
Things. One of the biggest things, and also the same thing what Lauren just said. When you think we haven't made think that we can't when we can. It's the ability that we put in faith that we put in ourselves that we can stimulate our own self. We can use our own voice. I'm thinking about the mission of Best Buddies. That is one of the biggest things for sure, that we use our voices. And by using our voices, we can achieve anything, including in Hollywood. It can be stressful, but the work is worth the effort. That is the biggest thing. Because when you see the heart of everyone around you, the buddies that you get at work, it's worth it. Thinking about what one of the workshops here with the very first opening, think of that structure that she showed you guys, because that is the key when it comes to work. Be consistent, be unique, be yourself.
All right, we have another question here in the audience.
I have a question for the guy on stage for Born This Way.
For John Murray?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so for Stephen, why his life changed?
Why does Stephen change? Is that the-
Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen. Well, I think Stephen, what I think is so wonderful about Stephen is that he's so honest about his feelings and about what's going on. And Stephen has this rich life. He watches a lot of movies, and he sort of has these ideas about sort of what falling in love is, or what, having dating is. But a lot of it is based through the movies. And as we all know, a lot of movies tend to romanticize things, and it's not the way it always goes.
It makes it look
So-
easy.
So we're seeing him sort of go through, starting to sort of find out what it really is like to date. And again, what's so wonderful is his openness and honesty about expressing things that a lot of us feel but wouldn't have the courage to express.
For sure, for sure. All right, here's our next question. Ready?
Yeah. We
Go
got
for
one.
it.
All right, Lauren, real question for you. Who was your favorite co-star on Glee?
It's okay if I stand up.
What's that?
It's okay
You want to
if I-
stand up? You can stand up.
Would just say that I have a lot of favorites on Glee, but if I picked one, it would be Corey Monteith. But to tell you the truth about Corey is that Corey has been my life. He's my bestest friend, like Anthony. And because of that, because when I look from Corey Monteith, he and I having fun, hanging out in the set, and it has been my life. He and I, chat, and we talk about what we can talk about, like play games or anything like that. And when we talked, we sit on this golf cart, and he's like, "So, Lauren, how are you lately? And I really miss you a lot." And when I think I heard Anthony's voice. And when I think of that, because he's been my life, he's like my best friend. And I didn't want to lose my best buddy. And Corey Monteith, I don't know why he died, but I know Lea Michele has gone through a lot. But I'm going through a lot with him. And I don't want anyone to tell me what's going on in Corey's life, because it hurts me and it hurts someone else. And I don't want, I know you don't want any of that in your life or your best friend. It hurts me when someone said, "Oh, what happened to Corey? Why did Corey die?" It kills me and it hurts my feelings.
I think it's so clear, Lauren, that he had a huge impact in your life. It was a really good friend. He's someone that we all really, really miss, for sure. So thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. All right. The next question from
We've
the
got
audience.
one up here in the balcony.
All right.
My name is Zoe. It's for Jamie and Lauren. What influenced them to be on Glee and American High Scene?
Wait, what again?
What influenced you both to be on Glee and American Horror Stories?
Well, Glee, what was your question about Glee, American Horror Story?
Inspiration.
Why did you want to do it?
Because I love being on Glee because I want to, because it's always my dream. And I always want to be, I love being an ambassador of Best Buddies and to be supportive. But actress is my life, and I love it. It's a really good influence.
For sure, for sure. Jamie, what about you? What
I agree with that
influenced
as
you?
well. I'm a budding ambassador, so this is my first time here and enjoying all this. So that's also a huge thanks to Anthony Shriver and his family and Mark and the best variety that he brings together.
Right.
For me with American Horror, it's a true inspiration. Inspiration is key. For me, on how I got pinned in the beginning. Because they had to wait for another actor to get in, and then once they got in, the pin got taken off, and I got into Adelaide. And as soon as I did, that's where the whole experience started. As soon as I got on set, it felt like a theater.
That's great.
The American Horror family is like a resident theater troupe, and I'm sure that it's the exact same way with Glee. It's like a theater troupe, and when there is a loss, it hurts.
Absolutely.
Within American Horror family, we have also lost 2 people as well. we have lost Rose Siggins. She always went around on a skateboard. She had recently passed a while back, as well as Ben Wolf. And I have also been asked questions about Ben Wolf. It is hurtful when it comes to someone that you know.
Sure. No doubt.
And besides that, it's been a true and an amazing ride.
All right, it has definitely been an amazing ride for both you
Keep you
and
on
Lauren.
your seats, even though you may get scared at night.
So, John, I wanted to ask you, being a part of a reality show, I mean, it's definitely clear from the episode, there's a lot of drama that's going on with everybody. How do you and your team, how do you manage all that drama?
That's a good question. I think you've seen that if those of you who saw season 1, there wasn't as much drama, and I think it's basically because these people have become closer friends, and when you're close friends, you're not afraid to express what you're feeling, and they've just, I think Steven really wasn't seen that much in the first season, and I don't know whether he watched the first season and said, hey, I'm not in there much, I need to get out there, but certainly he's become sort of an amazing participant in the show now.
Who would you say is a bigger diva, Kim Kardashian or Megan?
I think Megan is the biggest diva.
Megan is a bigger diva.
And when I say diva in the best sense.
Diva in the best sense, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I definitely think Elena has some diva-liciousness as well, right? Is that a word? I don't know. All right, so we have another question with the microphone, though. With the microphone, we have. Just 1 second. Let's get another question. We only have 10 more minutes here. Yeah. All right. So, is someone ready?
Okay. I have a question. Is American Horror Story a scary show?
It can grab you. The first episode, they pack a punch because you see a lot of the historical, and seeing the horror of historical, but it may grab you in the beginning, but as soon as you get through the first episode, everything is amazing within it. And I highly encourage even people to watch it during the night for the thrill seekers that are out there. They live it at night, which is really great in a way. And also we get Halloween show as well. We also highlight Halloween in the show as well.
Yes.
Which is really quite neat. And thanks. This is really quite neat.
All right, well, that's great. So
I highly encourage during the day, but the thrill seekers at night, still watch it at night.
All right, thanks, Jamie. That was a great question right over here.
Lauren. I watched was a talk show of Glee. You do this so good, you and your coaches and your teachers. Like on TV on Glee. It's on it's on your cheerleading squad. So about this, it's always get perfect. You always do good.
You know what? Being on stage, it's kind of hard to hear what that question is. So, can someone let us know what that is? We couldn't hear it very well. It wasn't a question; it's just a comment.
Okay.
It's just thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right?
We've got another one up here in the balcony.
Okay, balcony. Let's hear it.
Hi, I'm Kate, Birmingham, Kentucky. I Lauren, I'm a very favorite fan. What is your favorite Glee episode?
What are your favorite episodes? What's your favorite episode?
What's my favorite Glee episode? That's a good question.
We're coming back out.
I've been sitting down a lot lately, so I need to reflect. So
I know my favorites.
My favorite is when Becky was Sue Sylvester. Well, not really, but my favorite episode was when Becky insults. I think it was it was Cordova Street or something. I think that was it. And when Becky was saying to Blaine that gay Blaine, that was my favorite episode. That's one of my favorite episodes. Sorry. My favorite is Rocky Horror Story when when Becky was meeting me of Sue, and she had the same tracksuit. Just like Susan Lester.
That was funny. That was for sure funny. That was great. Just while Lauren is talking about that, John, how do you think Hollywood is embracing people with disabilities? Are we going to be seeing a lot of more individuals like Jamie and Lauren in shows and in the TV industry, do you think?
Well, I think there's definitely Hollywood is on notice. I think a number of organizations are really starting to say, hey, we're watching you, just like GLAAD will put out an annual survey of the number of people who are gay or lesbian and those storylines. I know Respectability USA and some other organizations are now starting to sort of make a ledger on how Hollywood is doing. And, I think there's some pressure building up to make sure that, that the full universe of America is portrayed on television.
Sure.
And that more actors with disabilities play themselves. So if someone is deaf, they should be playing themselves. It shouldn't be a hearing person playing a deaf person.
Great. We had one question via our social media that I really want to be able. We only have 3 more minutes here because I know John has got to get on a plane back home. But we talk a lot in Best Buddies about the use of the R word, and especially how that is displayed sometimes in the media. And so just for you, John, and Lauren and Jamie, what can we do better to try to make sure that people use appropriate language when talking about our buddies and our friends?
I think the appropriate or inappropriate word would be the F word, and the R word is really very inappropriate. And I think what the word you want to find is that, you know what? I think you need to stop what you're saying, and I don't think it's a proper language that you want to use.
Right.
And I think you should be careful what you say. And saying enough is enough. Different is different. Different isn't bad.
Absolutely. Always people first. Jamie, do you have any advice with that?
When it comes to that, also touching on some history of mine. Also, and a shout out to Texas as well. That's out there. Knowing that, I was part of the political side in Texas where I abolished that R term. Which means that we are now, I was part of committees that went to the senators in Austin to change the R term to intellectual developmental disabilities. So knowing that and thinking about that with Best Buddies, with me becoming a budding ambassador for Best Buddies, in a certain perspective, I'm already an ambassador in Texas.
Right, for sure. And John, from your perspective, what can we do to make sure that people who are producing shows or movies, that they don't use, that inappropriate language?
Yeah, I think most people are aware not to use the inappropriate language. And I think most of the networks have someone who looks over scripts or looks over the shows to make sure that they're positive. But again, what I want to see is more jobs for people, more inclusion. I think that's the step we need to move
sure.
towards.
Exactly.
Have you addressed, or has that come up on the show Born This Way at all with the R word, or is that something that maybe for the future, has any of the cast members dealt with that word, do you know?
I don't think so. Maybe we're very lucky living in Southern California. I'm not sure, but it's, we find it's...
That's pretty good for us.
Right.
It's a very welcoming part of the world.
For sure. All right, so I know that we have to wrap up here. It's 10 a.m. I want to thank our panelists for talking and having this conversation, Jamie and Lauren and John. And we want to encourage everyone to watch Born This Way on A&E at 10/9 Central. And I have just a short clip about the Gifts for Good. If you all go to the A&E website and help us promote Born This Way, Best Buddies gets $1 for every single gift. So if we could just run this quick little video here to remind you to do this, would be super great.
We have Down syndrome. Don't limit us.
Make a Born This Way gift for good. Head to aetv.com/giftsforgood to create your own now. For every gift shared using hashtag #GiftsForGood, we'll donate $1 to Best Buddies. The Emmy-nominated series Born This Way premieres Tuesday, July 26th at 10 on A&E.
So let's get out there, do some gifts. Thank you to our panelists. Thank you all, and let's continue to have an amazing Best Buddies Leadership Conference. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Continue